Hello, my name is Dr. Eggman. I'm a climatologist. Today, I will be sharing some common climate change myths brought to you by various public figures. After listening to their comments, I will provide the scientific facts behind the myths. Let's begin.
Oceans are going to rise 1/8 of an inch within the next 250 years. We're going to be wiped out.
The fact is, absolute sea level has risen roughly 1/16 of an inch per year since the year 1880. However, in 1993, that rate increased to 1/8 of an inch per year. This is double the rate. So, given this new number, we can expect our sea levels to rise by about 2.5 feet within the next 250 years.
I took a stand against politicized science when I sued the federal government over its decision to list the polar bear as an endangered species, despite the fact that their population has doubled.
The Center for Biological Diversity states that the polar bear is one of the world's most vulnerable animals. In fact, 2/3 of the world's polar bears could go extinct by 2050 if global warming keeps melting their Arctic habitat.
The ice caps are going to melt. They were going to be gone by now. But now they're setting records? Okay, they're at a record level.
Arctic sea ice is setting record levels. But it's not getting bigger. It's declining at record levels. The 10 previous ice minimums have all been recorded since 2007.
The suggestion that any way, shape, or form that Australia, accountable for 1.3% of the world's emissions, that the individual actions of Australia are impacting directly on specific fire events, whether it's here or anywhere else in the world, that doesn't bear up to credible scientific evidence either.
What about the 2019 to 2020 Australian bushfires? An analysis of the impact of humans on climate change shows that the risk of fire weather has increased by 30% since the year 1900.
CO2 cannot cause global warming. I'll tell you why. It doesn't mix well with the atmosphere, for one. For two, its specific gravity is 1.5 times the rest of the atmosphere. It heats and cools much quicker. Its radiative processes are much different, so it literally cannot cause global warming.
CO2 is a primary contributor to global warming. That fact is not disputed among climate scientists. The previous peak carbon dioxide concentration was about 300 parts per million 300,000 years ago. Today, the count is more than 400 parts per million. Now, I'd like to take a second to discuss something different from the presentation, like renewable energy. Solar projects and wind turbines are being built more.
You want to see a bird cemetery? Go under a windmill sometime. It's the saddest. You've got every type of bird.
While, yes, it is true that birds die in collisions with wind turbines, only
Is some of it maybe human-caused? Possibly. But certainly not the majority of it. I think it just goes through cycles, and it has to do a lot with the sun.
As I have already stated, the scientific community is 100%
It's
certain
freezing
that...
and snowing in New York. We need
Oh, what's
global
going
warming.
on? The TV must be broken.
Through our CO2 emissions, we're making the Earth a more fertile world.
It literally cannot cause global
It
warming.
has to do a lot with the sun.
Credible scientific
When I sued the federal government for politicized science,
We're going to be wiped out. You want to see water? Under a windmill.
Sea levels are rising. Arctic ice is melting. Polar bears are vulnerable. Fire weather is getting worse. Air quality is getting worse. There are islands of garbage in the oceans. CO2 heavily contributes to global warming, and it is human-caused. It can be difficult to tune out all of the noise with so many trying to deny the facts, but these are the facts. The facts can feel overwhelming, but there are resources to help. You can find comprehensive information at the web address ipcc.ch, the UN's platform for climate-related reports. I would like to end this presentation with a quote from the admirable Kumi Naido. Politicians can keep making excuses for their inaction, but nature does not negotiate. Thank you.